Okay, so a few changes to the design. You already saw the wood panels that got put in the back. So you remember I was going to put a plywood backer here and then put the plate on top of it. But as the assembly ready for the DB connectors, I noticed how close I was coming out this way. I just couldn't figure it out. So I got in here and I started looking. And there is a ground between there and where the back plane goes. Also, right up here where I grinded it off, there was a little metal bracket sticking out about the same distance as that. So it was pushing the whole thing out. I am going to do something a little bit different, although that won't stay up there. I've got the whole board for the ground, and I think I'm going to forego the piece of plywood behind it because it's still going to get bolted to the cabinet. And there's a couple of reasons for that. It's going to give me better grounding, actually. When I attach the aluminum rail for the DB25s, I'm going to just have to make sure that I'm shallow so I don't penetrate the outer wall. So the next thing that has to happen, in order to have enough room for these cables, the ones that come down are going to have to route under here before they come up and into a piece of Panduit, because I have to have the room up here to come over and attach to the inner door right here. So how do I fix that? Well, I'm going to flip the plate over. Well, if I flip the plate over, the plate did go all the way to the back. So in order to keep it from doing that, I drilled out a couple of nuts and they fit over that metric stud right there. So when it gets in, it will look like this. Now I know that that's not right, but I also know that this angle right here gives strength to this member, but it's pretty stout anyway. So when I get ready to put the components in here, I think I'm going to have to make a couple of notches, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's where we got. Disregard this piece of DIN rail, it'll go in later. So what have we got in here? We were just talking about the DB25 connector rail. So it's in, so is the plate back here on the back, which is of course upside down. And when I said I have a couple of notches to cut, that would be here and here, so that the DIN rail on this can sit down flush and attach to the back plane. Now, the cables that come off the bottom do run underneath the back plane, and then they show up here. So we've got these three. Now, each of these will be cut off because the wires have to fan out of the Panduit into each of the 16 channel blocks to take the signals up, out, and around to the door. So it's not perfect, but it's oriented anyway. So let's go do a walkthrough on what is what. So 220 volt incoming power through the bottom with a switch into a 24 volt power supply. Out of the power supply into a distribution block. Distribution block will go along a piece of DIN rail where it'll be fused. That keeps the dirty power lane all the way down this side over here and as far away from the I/O signals on the other side. So it'll go to the top. This is where the Modbus unit will be mounted. And then from there, it will make its runs to send the shift register signals into each of the cards. The outputs will come off of the cards. They'll go into this piece of Panduit, and then they will come out with a label, 16 channels per card, into each of these separate units for card 1, 2, and 3. Now, there's a little blue one and a red one in there. So those are for the 24 volts to travel up to the common anode on all of the halo lights on the door itself. So one of them is 24 volts. The blue one is 0 volts. So this is kind of the layout that we're going for, but I'll let you know more when I get a little more done. All right, so we took a regular 25 pair conductor, stripped it out, got down here on the end, and what we're going to do is we're going to put terminals on these. So in order to do that, I have a little crimper, I have some little pins. So we'll take a wire here, and I don't have a stripper this small. This is 22 gauge. Got that stripped off of there. Give it a little twist. Let's see here. I'm not sure if you can even see that. There it is, right there. All right. So now we'll take one of these. Uh-oh, come here. This is tedious little work. We'll slide it on here until it just comes out of the end of it. Let's see. Now, it's sticking out the end there. And now that we've got it right at the edge, we'll hold it and the wire. Take the crimper, slide it up until it butts up against it. Keep it straight. And what we get is a real nice little crimp there, which will go in one of these little terminals right here, right down through that little hole there. Tighten it down with the screw. And there they are. 25 of them terminated. And these will be jumpers. So we'll see how that goes. So we got this done for today. So all of them set up very nicely for all the 16 channel outputs. We still have to jumper the 0. We still have to put in the ground and the voltage in. So still a little more work to be done on this one card. But we have 2 more bundles ready to go. Plenty of connectors.